Here's an arpeggio pattern that has a pretty sophisticated sound, and it has a surprising chord pattern, and yet it's really easy to play. I'll show you 3 different levels you can play, and they all sound amazing. Okay, so I'll play it for you first, and then I'll teach it to you. Ooh. Hear that? This one. Yeah, you don't usually hear that sort of thing in a beginning piano piece. It's really easy. All right, so let's take a look at what's happening. Left hand plays C, E, G, C major triad. And the right hand plays the first 2 notes that the left hand played. C, E. Easy. Let's do it. C, E, G, C, E. So it's like the right hand is almost going to repeat what the left hand is, but at the last minute it decides, no, I'm just going to play 2 notes. All right, if you have a pedal, put down your foot. Let's play that with a pedal. Pretty. Now, the next chord, the left hand keeps the first 2 notes that it was playing, and then takes that note that was on top and lifts it up 1. Lifts it up 1. Goes up 1. I don't know. Okay, so you go to A. C, E, A. Right? So in the first chord you did C, E, G. In this chord you're going to do C, E, A. And the right hand again is going to copy the first 2 notes. C, E. Okay? So let's play that chord. Put down your pedal if you have it. C, E, A, C, E. Okay? So let's play the first chord. Here we go. C, E, G, C, E. Now, we're going to do almost the same thing, except the thumb is going to be up on A. Here we go. C, E, A, C, E. Now, remember how we played the C, E, G here? We're going to keep that same shape in your left hand and move it up to D. 1 note higher. Okay, so D, F, A instead of C, E, G. So here we go. This is the 3rd chord. D, F, A. Now the right hand is done copying. It's going to do its own thing. So it plays the C and then F. Right? So the thumb has been playing C this whole time. And this time, instead of E on top, we're doing F. Pick whatever finger you like. I like 3rd finger there. So let's play that 3rd chord. That's a D minor triad. D, F, A, right hand, C, F. That's a pretty one, isn't it? You ready to go from the beginning? Let's do it. Starting with the C major triad. Here we go. Right hand copies. Now, left hand plays the same way, except the top note moves up 1. Right hand still copies the first 2 notes. Left hand goes to D minor. D, F, A. Right hand is still on C, but now goes up to F instead. All right, let's do that, and I'm not going to talk. Here we go. So pretty. Now, here's that surprising chord that makes it sound so much more advanced than it actually is. Right? So the left hand is here. You're going to take that thumb and just move it downward. Down is that way on the keyboard, left, to A flat. So it's just going down to that black key on the left. And the right hand stays where it was. Okay? Only 1 note different. So we went from here, that was the 3rd chord, the 4th chord, left hand thumb. Now you might, as you're playing, you might think, oh, this is really weird. Now if you're able to, take your hand and move it that way on the piano, so you can be close to that black key without having to go like this. A general rule that you want to follow is, if it looks and feels really uncomfortable to play, it's probably not doing good things for your body. You want to find a different way of playing, okay? So instead of going like that, you want to go a little bit inward toward the keys. Now, sometimes people have wider fingers that don't fit. Do the best that you can. I happen to have really small fingers, and they fit in between the keys just fine. Of course, it's harder for me to reach stuff, so there's always a give and take, right? But that's the last chord. That really surprising chord is only one note different from that D minor. It's called a D diminished, if you're interested. I have a book called Piano Chords for Everyone that teaches you about the different kind of 3-note chords. I'll link it below. It's super inexpensive, you guys. And there's a lot of assignments that you can do in it that will help you understand the stuff. So it's not just for reading. Just reading doesn't really teach you very much when it comes to piano. All right, jumping in here to also say that I've got an awesome new course for you all about chords and scales and why it's important to know this stuff and how it can help your piano playing in pretty much every way you can think of. Comes with a guidebook and worksheets you can download, and you can even try it for free. Just click on the link below this video, or you can go to my website, thepianokeys.com, and check it out there. All right, let's get back to our video. We're going to go back to the beginning and play this level 1. Are you ready? Do you remember where we started? Don't worry, I'll remind you. So C major, okay, that's where we start. Here we go. Put your foot down. Let's play. Play it again. Now, move your thumb to A. Play it again. Now, move your left hand to D minor. Right hand just adds that C. Left hand, only one note different. This guy. Ooh. You can play as fast as you want. Every time you play a new chord, change your pedal. You can also play it in different parts of the piano. Pretty. Yeah. Okay. When you've got that, move on to level 2. So in level 2, we're going to keep the same exact notes, but we're going to play more of them, if that makes sense. I'll show you first. So pretty, right? I do have a video that shows you how to play smooth arpeggios called the wave method. I'll link to it at the end so you can make sure that you're getting your arpeggios as smooth and easy as possible. All right, so you saw what I did. I play the same notes as before, then I walk back to where I came from, but I don't make it back all the way, okay? So that's one round. Then I repeat that whole thing. Okay? Same thing with the next chord. Go back to where you came from, but don't do the last note unless you're going to repeat, because that's the beginning, right, of that pattern. Now, D. And here's that surprise chord. Okay, in case you're wondering what it is, so the left hand's playing a D diminished, and the right hand's playing a D, a C. Both of those together, they end up making, if you're talking about classical music, you would call it D half diminished 7, fancy. And if you're in the pop world or jazz or blues and stuff, you're more likely to call it D minor 7 flat 5. They're the same chord, different names, okay? So that's level 2. You just go back and replay the notes, okay? Now, level 3 isn't necessarily harder than level 2. It's different though. And you have to think about it slightly differently. So in level 2, all we did was we went up and we just went back down the way that we came. So there wasn't a whole lot of thought to it other than telling your fingers, go back, go back and play what you just played. So I'll show you what level 3 looks like, and then I'll tell you what I'm doing, but you'll probably guess, or you'll not guess, you'll see, okay? So. See what I did? Instead of going back exactly the way I came up, I think you know what I mean, I instead repeated the right hand notes. So I did the left hand as usual, and the right hand, then I did it again. So you see I add 3 notes, but they're not new notes, they're the same notes, but just rocking back and forth. That was level 1, here's level 3. See, I just bum 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 bum. I'm just rocking back and forth. 1, 2, 3 times. Okay, try that. Let's go nice and slow. You always want to learn slow, as slowly as you need to in order to play correctly. Okay, you can save yourself a lot of time by practicing slowly, because then you have a chance to really think about what you're doing and tell your fingers what to do. Whereas if you're playing fast, you're probably going to make mistakes. So then you're going to have to go back and fix those mistakes and then learn the right way again. Like, it's just really long. So if you slow it down, you can prevent all those like having to go back. That's not to say you're not going to make mistakes. It's part of learning. But there are avoidable mistakes that usually people make when they're going too fast, right? And then there are mistakes that you make on the way to learning. And the way, the difference is the mistakes you make on the way to learning, you know exactly what the mistake was because you were paying attention. The mistakes that are avoidable mistakes, it just kind of, you don't even know what you did. That means you were going too fast, all right? So let's do that again. Now, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do the same thing on the next chord. Ready? Same notes. Right hand. Right? Now, left hand to the D minor triad. Rock back. 1, 2, 3. And then that D minor 7 flat 5 or D half diminished 7th. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. All right? Practice that, then you can loop it over. So pretty. All right, so from this video, you'll want to go watch the wave method for practicing arpeggios, especially your left hand, and you can do that by clicking here. I'll see you soon.